Tel Aviv is not sleeping tonight. The news coming from Tehran brings back a nightmare that has haunted Netanyahu for years. The fighter jet that shot down Indian Rafales from beyond visual range in what was described as the most complex aerial ambush of the past decade is now on its way to Iran. Leaked reports confirm that Tehran rushed to put the first squadron into service, as if telling Tel Aviv, any aircraft that enters our skies will turn into burning wreckage broadcast live for the whole world to see. And the question pressing on the nerves of Israel's military leaders, what if the Indian scenario repeats itself? What if these fighters manage to set up an aerial ambush against their jets, just as they did years ago over Kashmir? There are many secrets and details we reveal to you, dear viewer, about the Chinese Viper heading to Iran. Stay with us until the end, because what's coming carries details and secrets that could change the face of the next confrontation entirely. And if you believe this episode is worth your time, support us with a like so it reaches all followers. The Iranian Viper, J-10 under the microscope. The Chinese Viper is not just a code name. It is a 4.5 generation fighter, 16.4 meters long, 9.75 meter wingspan, 5.4 meters high, empty weight of 9.7 tons, and a maximum takeoff weight of 19 tons. It runs on the WS-10B turbofan engine, giving it a top speed of over Mach 2 at 18 kilometers altitude, with a combat radius exceeding 1,200 kilometers without drop tanks and up to 2,600 kilometers with external tanks, meaning Tehran can cover most of the Gulf without even leaving its own airspace. Its AESA radar can detect targets beyond 300 kilometers, track up to 8 of them, and engage 4 simultaneously, a capability Iran's Air Force never had before. The aircraft is equipped with integrated electronic warfare systems, both active and passive jamming, and an IRST sensor that can detect Israeli stealth fighters, even with their radars turned off. The fuselage is coated with radar-absorbent material, and its engine nozzle features sawtooth edges to reduce its heat signature, making detection harder and interception more costly. Its delta wing with canards provides sharp turning rates and fast climb performance, an edge that could mean superiority in a close-range dogfight if the Iranian pilot is forced into short-distance combat. In short, this is not a symbolic plane. It is a modern combat platform that makes any Israeli air incursion a real gamble and makes a repeat of the Indian scenario not only possible, but costly. The weapons of aerial execution. 7 tons of fury hang from the wings of the J-10, 11 external hardpoints packed with missiles and bombs, like a hanging warning sign aimed at Tel Aviv. The first thing to trigger panic in the Israeli General Staff is the PL-15, a missile NATO experts call the Beyond Visual Range Killer. Its range exceeds 250 kilometers and may reach 300, threatening not only Israeli interceptors, but also the Adir F-35 themselves. In the ideal kill chain scenario, it is not the J-10C that detects the aircraft first, rather, but the long-range radar's airborne early warning platforms like the KJ-500 or ground-based radars pick up the Israeli aircraft the moment it enters the danger zone. Target data is then passed to the fighter via data link. The PL-15 is launched, and the airborne and ground radars continue feeding the missile with updates until impact, keeping the Israeli plane exposed even as it tries to hide or withdraw. This tactic is not theoretical. It was executed against the Indian Air Force in a famous ambush that brought down aircraft from beyond visual range. Tel Aviv considers this the most terrifying scenario because it means even F-35 Adirs could be shot down before detecting the threat on their screens. After the support aircraft are downed, the sky turns into a trap. The PL-10 takes over in close-range pursuit, but the Iranian-Chinese fangs are not limited to the sky. The same fighter can also carry YJ-83K anti-ship missiles with a range of up to 180 kilometers, enough to strike Israeli naval vessels approaching the Red Sea or even the Eastern Mediterranean, all within the J-10C's 1,200-kilometer combat radius without refueling. This opens the door to a simultaneous naval and aerial clash, where a single squadron could carry out a combined strike, downing the aerial umbrella, hitting warships at sea, and retreating safely back into Iranian skies. The dark side of the Chinese Viper, J-10. Despite being a major leap for Iran's Air Force, the J-10C still carries vulnerabilities Tel Aviv could exploit. First, radar cross-section. This is not a true stealth fighter. Its radar signature is estimated between 1 to 3 square meters, far larger than the F-35's 0.005 square meters. Israeli ELM 2080 Green Pine radars, or the US ANTPY-2 systems, deployed in the Gulf, can detect it beyond 250 kilometers, especially when carrying external weapons that enlarge its radar profile. Second, dependence on the kill chain. Success depends on the continuous operation of airborne and ground-based early warning radars, plus the data links connecting them to the J-10C. Israeli systems like Sky Shield or Scorpius G could jam this network, cutting off the PL-15's data feed and lowering its hit probability, especially against stealthy F-35s that combine low visibility with active electronic warfare. Third, the WS-10B engine. While it provides solid thrust, it still suffers from turbine life and fuel efficiency issues. In high-tempo operations, daily sorties, or full alert, the jet would require shorter maintenance cycles than mature Western or Russian fighters. Every 10 to 15 sorties could require disassembly and inspection of critical engine parts, lowering sortie availability. If Iran acquired only a small squadron 12 to 24 aircraft, any engine malfunction or heavy maintenance need could slash readiness by 20 to 30% within the first days of combat. This could leave Tehran with only half its squadron ready at the peak of battle, while the rest are grounded for service. Israel could exploit this by launching successive waves of strikes to exhaust the active jets and accelerate engine wear, overloading Iran's maintenance and logistics chain. Fourth, training and integration. Owning a modern platform does not mean using it effectively from day one. BVR tactics and kill chain ambushes require intensive flying hours and joint drills integrating ground radars and AWACS with fighters. Any gap here risks misidentification and delayed launches, or underutilizing the PL-15's full range, giving Israeli pilots space to evade. And since the Israeli Air Force has decades of real combat BVR experience, even a small training gap could tilt the advantage back to Tel Aviv. Finally, self-protection. While the J-10C carries active jammers and electro-optical pods, it lacks the advanced DAS system of the F-35, making it more vulnerable to Israeli Python 5 or Darby ER missiles if detected early. In short, this Viper can bite hard, but its fangs can be broken if Israel strikes command centers, disrupts the early warning network, or leverages its electronic warfare edge to neutralize the missiles before they hit their targets. So here's the pressing question for you, dear viewer. Will Tehran succeed in using these fighters to deter an Israeli strike? Or will Tel Aviv find the flaw that shatters the J-10C's reputation before the battle even begins? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to support us with a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because the surprises ahead could be far more dangerous than anyone imagines.